Alan and Joy get dinner with Claire and Mark so they can all hang out. While it's awkward at first, Mark makes everyone comfortable with his jokes. While Joy and Claire engage in small talk about Claire's cat and her weird ex-boyfriend, Mark discusses how serious Alan seems about Claire. He still thinks that what Alan and Joy are doing is very cool and brave. They head out to karaoke later, and Claire hugs Joy at the end of the night. At home, Alan and Joy dance like they did on their wedding night and seem very happy. Laura asks Jason not to ask her out again because she feels awkward about her mom being his therapist. After he breaks a wall in anger, she calls back and insists she wants to see him again. Michelle tries to find out what happened between Tom and Jennifer at the party, but he doesn't give an exact answer. She gets tired of him avoiding the issue, so he admits that he liked it better when he kissed Michelle. When he apologizes, Michelle kisses him, and their friends cheer for them for finally acknowledging their feelings. Joy gives Jason the contact details of another psychologist whom she thinks will be perfect for him. He informs her that he got intimate with Laura many times and hugs Joy for helping him till now. Alan explains to Claire that someone from work saw them together. He handled it with Janet by explaining their arrangement to her. Joy turns up at Lawrence's house after learning that his father passed away. He tears up in the car, after which she takes him bowling to cheer him up. He tries to kiss her afterwards, but Joy is so afraid of her own feelings that she asks Lawrence to walk home without her. Tom informs Michelle that he's still going to the Zadie Smith talk with Jennifer like he promised. Michelle asks him to just hand over the tickets to Jennifer, but Tom doesn't want to back out of his commitment. Their friend asks Tom to think about how he has upset Michelle, and if he'll regret it forever if he doesn't do anything to fix it. When Joy informs Alan that Lawrence tried to kiss her, he's more upset than she imagined. She tries to get intimate with him, but he's not in the mood. Naomi and Rita jump on her new trampoline and discuss her recent purchases. Naomi kisses Rita, who doesn't mind it at all. Janet has received multiple complaints from staff members about Alan and Claire. She wants them to opt out of the fundraiser. Claire and Alan try to protest, but Janet asks them to lie low for a while. James and Elaine have also heard about Alan and Claire's affair from their friends, whose daughter goes to the same school. Elaine doesn't come for the next session because she doesn't trust someone like Joy, who is apparently having her own marriage issues, to deal with theirs. Joy rants to Angela about how upsetting it is when people expect her to always be the perfect version of herself. She gives an example of a couple she was counseling, Joshua and Emily. Joshua was cheating repeatedly on Emily, and Joy never liked him. A few months down the line, Joshua called her, but she didn't pick up. She heard later that he took his life, and she was the last person he called before he jumped. Tom turns up with the tickets for Jennifer, but is not in the mood to attend the talk with her. Jennifer offers to call her sister instead when Tom mentions that he's in love with his best friend. Alan, Joy, Claire, and Mark dress up in costumes for the fundraiser. Janet almost chokes while giving the speech as the chair of the committee when she looks at them. Jason admits to Laura that he was married to a woman he loved a lot. He explains that she took her life, but he still misses her to the point of going crazy. Just when he thinks he has ruined their date, Laura shares that she shoplifts just for the thrill of it. She assures him that nothing he shares will scare her away. Tom turns up at Michelle's place to apologize and kisses her. When Joy wins a massage during the raffle, Claire walks up to the stage with her to support her. No one is expecting that Joy will start making a speech about how everyone is clearly awkward around them. She claims she doesn't want to make anyone uncomfortable and appeals to the crowd to ask questions. When they get home, Alan is mad at Joy for embarrassing him. She doesn't think she did anything wrong since it's her job to make people comfortable as a therapist. They argue about Lawrence kissing her and Alan falling too hard for Claire. Alan admits that while he loves Joy, he can't ignore his feelings for Claire. Joy walks out and knocks on Lawrence's door, but she pretends she got the wrong house when his wife answers. While getting ready for the funeral of Lawrence's dad, Graham, Joy keeps remembering another funeral she attended when she was young. Joy mentions to Angela that she got late for Graham's funeral because she felt a bit hesitant. Instead of explaining why, Joy remembers a registrar who told her he preferred funerals to weddings. It had to do with the fact that people attending funerals want it to matter more than those who keep arguing at weddings. Joy agrees that funerals hold more importance and remembers her mother's funeral. She recalls how kind Graham was to her that day. Her dad, on the contrary, told her not to make a fuss. Graham helped her light a smoke when she was struggling and told her to be herself. She remembers Graham as the kindest person she knew, except Alan. She met Alan almost 2 years before her mother's funeral at a party where they were the only sober ones. When she met Alan, she was dating Lawrence and juggling long distance. After spending a lot of time with Alan, she eventually told Lawrence that she was having feelings for Alan. She thinks she preferred Alan because he always seemed so in control and organized. She admits that before her mother's funeral, she asked Alan not to attend it. She didn't want him to see her fall apart, so she lied about it being a small family gathering. She thought Alan would be upset, but he was more worried about her being alone during such a tough time. She even remembers the book he sent her with a written note. Joy also admits that after her mom's funeral, she got intimate with Lawrence. Angela thinks Joy stopped Alan from attending the funeral because she wanted to stop feeling, just like her dad suggested. Angela also thinks Joy slept with Lawrence then just to feel something. Joy takes a break and remembers Graham's funeral. This time, Lawrence helps her light a match, but walks away to be with his wife. Joy then discusses how the police informed her about Joshua, since he made his last call to her. She feels attacked by Angela and keeps being rude till she's finally ready to admit that she's ashamed. She feels guilty that she didn't pick up Joshua's call that day, since that's literally her job. She feels like she has failed him because she would do anything to just pick up his last call and listen to what he had to say again. Angela acknowledges how tough Joy's circumstances have been, but asks her to understand that Joshua's demise is not on her. Angela also feels like Joy is using intimacy as an excuse to avoid dealing with her grief and feeling anything. Joy cries her heart out and admits that she's trying to figure out where she stands with Alan. She visits Laura after this session and waits at home till Alan arrives for a talk. Alan moves out of the house and starts living with Claire. Joy burns pancakes while trying to feed an angry Tom, not knowing that Alan is bringing breakfast in bed for Claire. Joy tries to bond with Naomi over piercings and tattoos. Meanwhile, Alan struggles to find his pencil cufflinks as Claire rushes out for work. Michelle invites Tom over to her place that night since her dad will be away. While buying a steam iron for Alan, Claire spots Joy in the supermarket. She tries to apologize for their situation because she never wanted to break a home. Joy is rude to her and refuses to pity her. Joy comes home to Rita's muffins left by Naomi and eats all her feelings. She finds Alan's cufflink in the washing machine and lies down with it. Tom comes over to Michelle's place and passionately kisses her. Tom tries to seduce her, but since she started her period, they do other things. When Claire gets home, Alan has cleaned the whole house, which is usually messy. She tries to ask about his intentions because she doesn't like being a homewrecker. She informs him about her encounter with Joy that day and how guilty she feels. Alan tries to make her understand that he feels guilty too. He still doesn't think it matters because he's in love with Claire. She loves him too, but refuses to be with him at the cost of another person. Tom and Michelle just lie together in bed and admit that they love each other. Laura invites Jason to her party and admits that she quit her job. She wants to travel with him and assures him that she's serious about him. Joy drives to an event where Lawrence is working as a photographer and dances with him. They keep flirting as he brings her to his room, and she starts taking off her clothes. She can't get the image of Joshua out of her head and realizes that she can't solve all problems by getting intimate with someone. She directly asks Lawrence about his intentions with her and if he can imagine a future with her. Lawrence refuses to leave his wife and children, which Joy completely understands. They hold hands and just sleep next to each other. Neil spots Alan eating alone in his car and offers to let him stay at his brother's place. James and Elaine are back and try to understand why Joy did that experiment with her husband. Joy clarifies that she was trying to save her marriage, but knows it didn't go the way she planned. This helps Elaine open up, and she discusses how she and James haven't slept in the same bed for months. It started right after her dad passed, and she remembers being there with him on the night that he did. That night, she sat on the chair beside him and held his hand, but he asked her to join him in the bed. She felt him get cold next to her while her hand was still in his. When she got home and slept next to James, she was worried she'll lose him too when he got cold. This is why she hasn't been able to sleep with him. James holds her hand and assures her that he's not going anywhere. Joy meets Emily, who remembers being very worried on the day of her accident. Joy wants to know how she's truly doing, so Emily admits that she's struggling with remembering Joshua the right way. Emily's memories of him aren't great, but she appreciates that she can discuss this openly with Joy. This helps give Joy the closure she needed, and she's able to confidently ride her bike. Joy calls Alan when she misses him and is surprised that he's living with Neil. They joke about him not having enough clothes and admit that they miss each other. Before leaving town with Laura, Jason picks up the photo of him with Alice. Meanwhile, Naomi and Rita keep enjoying each other's company. Claire meets Mark for a date, and Lawrence gets ready to sell his dad's house. Joy brings Alan home and they sleep together, but she doesn't feel so good when she wakes up.